Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka LITECOIN Lisa, and tonight is New Year's Eve. So we're going to have a great happy hour. Make sure you grab a drink, and I'll be right back with my buddy Westwood right after this. Hey, Westwood. Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Eve to you.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Eve. 2022. We're at the cusp of 2022.
We are. I think everybody's ready. I remember when we were so ready to get rid of 2020 and ushering in 2021 and hoping for a bright new future. And then 2021 came and kicked us right in the arse.
Right somewhere where we didn't like it.
Yeah.
But that's okay. But 2021 brought a lot of good things. I mean, we did the Happy Hour Road Show. We took it on the road, educated people about crypto, getting more people into it. So that's a great thing.
We had, our inaugural year of the Happy Hour Road Show. Launched it, whether you liked it or not. It took you kicking, screaming the whole way.
Kicking and screaming like a big baby, like that, what was it, Bob's Big Boy, big statue? Crybaby, the hair. I kind of got the hair going on today. So
thankfully, we had lots of friends and great people coming along with us.
I wouldn't have changed a thing, Lisa.
In the chat here, so lots of good friends, and Charlie G, who's in the chat.
Charlie G's the man. I love Charlie.
Good friends, yeah. So
I love both Charlies. I love your Charlie, and I love that Charlie.
And I love my Charlie too. Yeah, lots of good people. So, 2021 was worse than 2020.
It was year one, right? According to Cliff, because 2020 was year 0. So that was year 1. Now we're going into year 2. And 2 is my life path number. So it's going to be a big year. Yeah.
I think
last year was the year of the ox, which is what I am, the ox. Imagine that. And then, my life path is number 2. So I'm liking it.
I thought last year was the year of the rat.
I think it was the ox.
Was it the year before?
I think this year's the year of the. What is it, everybody? Year of the. I just saw it and I can't remember.
It's like a tiger.
Tiger, yeah, the tiger.
I think it's the year of the tiger, which Mr. T sings. That's one of the. Well, he doesn't sing.
Survivor was Eye of the Tiger. Was it 1983? Something like that.
He sings Eye of the Tiger, or he plays Eye of the Tiger as one of his rally songs. So maybe that's some calm there. Maybe that's some messaging.
I pity the fool. Get on no airplane. Not gonna get me on no airplane.
I did have to post that because Mr. T, the other Mr. T, was bragging that he got jabbed, and I said, "I pity the fool."
I pity the fool.
Yeah.
And I responded with a little gif. There's Ben, Change Angel Ben in the chat. Love Change Angel for supporting us
Ben.
And providing Litecoin for us to give away to all these people.
My Change Angel light.
There it is. I got the Change Angel light. So I did get it to you. I delivered the football and undamaged, and so you've got that. I also got you something special in St. Petersburg. I actually finally signed the infamous.
That is also back there.
Scooter with the corn background. I signed, to the lovely Litecoin Lisa. Got a Clint Westwood signature on it.
Yeah, I've got to get my frame for that.
I know.
I sent Uncle Cliff one of my Christmas cards. I don't think I have one.
Was it the card that I got, or was it a different card?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I only printed a couple,
and I appreciate
that. Because I really don't send Christmas cards out, but I sent very few out, and I sent one to Uncle Cliff with my Litecoin watch that was given to me.
By Carlos and Hannah Estrada. Hannah Estrada.
Almost
coming up here in a month.
Estrada, yeah. And so I sent it to Uncle Cliff, and he said that he went and got a frame and framed our Christmas card.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was very flattered.
Well, I'm going to put it out here in the bar. I got a couple other cards I'm going to put out here too. It's going to be part of the memories that we're all collecting and sharing, so that, you know, when we get past this transition and into the new world, and we fought these battles, and, you know, we've won temporarily, because, you know, you never win completely, because evil never subsides, and you have to keep cracking it on the head. But
that's how you see the light. You have to have the darkness to see the light.
You do. You would never know, you know, if you didn't have that darkness and people playing those roles, you know, that they're playing. You know, we have to realize that there is light and dark, and we're mixtures of good and evil, and that's just how it is, and it's always going to be that way. That's humanity. So, you know, you can't ever let your guard down.
Yeah.
Refresh that tree of liberty.
There could be some big things. Speaking of light,
I saw that.
We were all saddened to hear about Miss Betty White just a few weeks before her 100th birthday. She's 99. So the original Golden Girl passed today. There were some other strange.
She was probably diagnosed with, you know what? That's what did it, right?
It didn't say.
C word, probably. Yeah.
But there was also another Gold.com tweet today that it said that gold, they were less than 1 hour from gold closing at the third highest quarterly close ever.
Really?
Today. There was also this very odd, I don't know why there's peeps this time of year being dropped for New Year's Eve.
It's usually Easter.
Yellow or a golden, and they're being dropped in a town in Pennsylvania called Bethlehem.
Really? Interesting. You know what else is flying into Pennsylvania? And you see that in the dark of night, you know, when people are getting their flights canceled, those planes keep going to Pennsylvania, unloading people who are from the south of the border. I don't know.
Interesting.
You've got some local Pennsylvania politicians wondering, why in the heck are these people getting dropped off here in Pennsylvania in the dark of night?
Interesting.
Yeah, you know.
And you know, so the other thing that's really interesting, so back, you guys, the people that are watching this channel, we talked about in October that there was a shift from the Gregorian calendar to the Julian calendar as we moved into this age of Aquarius. And
I'm an Aquarian with Charlie G. We're Aquarius.
Yes. And let me find this. Did I tweet it out or did I just text it to people? Oh, here was another gold bit of information. Turkey is trying to incentivize to get the gold, and Mame's been talking about this. We've been talking about this on our Monday show. So a lot of, you know, the lira is dying, and so now the Turkish government is now incentivizing the people of Turkey to bring their gold that they physically own into swap it out.
Yeah, for that lira, which is a sound store of value, right?
No.
Oh.
I wouldn't do that. Wouldn't advise that. So this is another gold thing that you're seeing tonight on the 30, you know, the end of the last day of the year. So very interesting.
Maybe I should get some Goldschlager and do a shot. Remember that Goldschlager? It's got the little gold flakes in it.
So that was the gold. And there's our boy Coin Vigilante update.
Look at that. Look at all those watches.
Those beautiful watches have arrived. So you guys, if you've ordered one of those, you can anticipate receiving your watch sometime soon.
I may be sporting one to a special wedding in January. We'll just have to see what happens, huh?
That would be pretty exciting.
Yeah, that would be.
Then, as we're talking about the, hold on, let me find it.
Yes, Sir Joseph Greenfellow, silver. I'm a big silver fan. You know, it kills werewolves and, you know, a lot of viruses too.
Yeah, so Public and I did a decode on Trump's speech at Christmas at the church. And then a friend of the channel, who I don't have her permission to share, that she shared this information. So if she pops in, I'll see if she says it's okay. But I had shared this information, brought this to my attention, that actually in the Julian calendar, Christmas is celebrated on January 7th, or on our January 7th, in the Eastern Orthodox Christmas in Russia. And it's actually celebrated for about 3 days, January 7th through January 10th. And so if Christmas comes January 7th, it would go a lot with what Sue, when SL and I were doing the reading, and I was asking, and she was talking about how Mr. T will reclaim the 6th. And then that would make a lot of sense.
Well, that's a year anniversary.
And then if silver were to be revalued from the 7th through the 10th, it would be very interesting if Christmas came for the U.S., or if the dollar were to be revalued, or if something financially were to happen.
I mean, something financially is happening, and at some point it's got to break. I mean, you look at this. What do we have? Soldiers not getting their stipends anymore because they're in, these high expensive cities, like, these soldiers who are stationed in DC and maybe San Diego, I don't know, high dollar cities. They were getting a stipend, on top of, it wasn't much, but it was a little bit more, because those are high dollar cities. Cost of living is higher. So, the soldiers were getting stipends, and then the White House just said, or the Pentagon, I don't know, just said that, nope, not getting your stipend anymore, above and beyond what your regular salary is for living in these high dollar places. Because trust me, it's a lot more expensive if I were to go to Chicago to live as opposed to where I live downstate in Illinois. And so, that helps make up for that cost of living. You go to these cities, I mean, these soldiers, I
wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I mean, that just happened yesterday or the day before.
Okay, and I know 206 Marines or 209 Marines refused the medication today.
Yeah. I mean, it's your choice. It's what it comes down to. And then Antarctica. Did you just see that? All the scientists that are down in Antarctica, they tested positive, even though they're fully, pricked, and they quarantined before they went down there.
Came out and said that the tests are inaccurate. So who's
like,
testing with what?
What's going on?
What's going on here?
Everything I remember Clinton saying this at one point, everything that's up is down, everything that's down is up. I mean, everything's inverted, correct, Slick Willie. So it's we're living in kind of a fantasy world in a lot of ways, a mysterious, magical world. It can be black magic and be light. But you got to use your own discernment and start looking at this stuff, and really just let go of all your preconceived notions, and let go of what the Mockingbird Press is telling you, and look at the facts and start realizing, wait a minute, is what I'm being told correct? It's time to wake up.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you've got people isolated in Antarctica. I think they were Belgians, in the station down there. Isolated.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, completely isolated. How are you going to get any of this? It's what polar bears or penguins going to be giving it to you? No, completely. Hey, we're protected. We're protected. No, you're not. So it makes you think. I think Cliff tweeted this. It's you start questioning the fact that you're supposed to be immune to it, but then you get it and you're not in contact with anybody else. Okay, so how would you get it, in the frozen tundra, of Antarctica? Who's giving it to you? Maybe you already got it and didn't know it through some other means.
Bizarro.
Yeah. Just saying. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know science. I do like Aaron Rodgers, and I do like the Green Bay Packers, though. You got to watch what he's putting out. Pretty good stuff.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting. That was kind of my day, was pretty much consumed with that. And then my local banker, because we're at a private bank, she started tweeting out, and she's recognized in the banking industry, and she was really disturbed by some of the stuff that's going on with regulations and decisions to raise community bank leveraging ratio. And so she's like, decisions to raise, well, she's quoting, I guess, or decisions to raise community bank leverage ratio is premature and dangerous. It will force small banks to chase leverage capital and further reduce rates. We are not in, quote, normal monetary policy times yet. And as BS growth has been led by deposits rather than loans at Ameribanker. So I think this is very telling.
Then you've got banks closing, branches are closing, because of whatever reason. I don't know, make up, why are the flights getting canceled? Make up whatever reason you want. But the fact is, you see banks, their branches are closing. Are they going to reopen? You think about what's the utility of a bank at this point. These big banks, these too big to fail banks in 2008 that, we bailed out with fake money. At some point, what good are they? What are they really serving that can't be served through the blockchain, through sound money, through, the new systems that are being created? So physical banks at some point, I think they're going to be gone. And the only thing that they may do is, I don't know, have a safety deposit box. Because, if you go to get a loan, do you really need a person to type in all your information into the computer and say, oh, this is your credit score? Okay, I see what you...
Well,
all that can be done.
I've done those videos and went down and interviewed my branch, and they have those new ITMs that dispense coins. And then he took me down that green hallway and showed me
bizarre
the new machines that dispense rolls of coins. So that they spent thousands and thousands of dollars putting these machines in.
Right. There's a reason for it. Why? They've done their homework. They do all this stuff. Here's a question for you. An ATM has always given me the amount of money that I asked for. When I put my card in and I say, hey, give me $20, give me $100. It's always counted it out right. How come the machines that count the votes can't do it right? Just curious. Just something I'm throwing out there.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, speaking of, I've said this before. If you want to go to the bank and if you want to beat the system, go and just take some cash in there, some dirty fiat, and buy rolls of nickels, because there's still metallic content in those nickels. I think there's 75% copper and 25% nickel. And a nickel right now is worth over 6 cents. Yes, that's right. A 5-cent piece, a nickel, is worth 6 cents. So if you go in there and buy it, you're taking.
You may not be able to get them. I'm not sure.
And that's the thing, because the
have
coin
started
shortages.
Replacing them with zinc because of the shortages.
The nickels may change. As of right now, though, I think they're still.
Can you still get them?
Yeah, just say I got a nickel slot machine at home. I need nickels. They start asking questions. And a one-armed bandit that I got to feed. I need some food.
Something like that.
So I think they're only like $2 for a roll of nickels. If people did this to dimes and got rolls of dimes in 1964 that had silver in them, 90% silver, those dimes are worth $2 a piece right now.
Yeah.
And so that's what people were doing then. And because, they devalue the money, that's all they do. They want to take everything that is hard work built into the money, that has to be pulled out of the ground. They want to take that out of it. The last thing that you have going for you right now is go get a roll of nickels. You're getting more than you pay for it. So you're kind of.
No, you would be so proud. I had some of my girlfriends come over earlier this week, and we did a little mini class here at my living room at my house. And I used our coin example, our 5 quarters back in 64, and what the value of them are now. And it's not that, it's not that minimum wage is wrong. It's that the money has been devalued.
The money's been devalued.
Yeah. And watching them kind of absorb that example, and then watching these ladies. They're one of them. Well, 2 of them are hairdressers. One of them is my hairdresser, and then the other one's her best friend. One of them is an esthetician. And they said, my hairdresser, she's like, look, I'm tired of trading dollars. Or no, how did she say it? hours for dollars or dollars for hours. And I was like, wow,
Your
that
energy.
is so true.
Your energy. You're getting robbed.
Yeah.
Getting robbed.
And that's where people, I mean, that literally is slavery.
It is.
And that's where she understands what's going on.
Yeah,
you know?
because okay, so a lot of it's a cash business, doing your hair and that kind of thing. So you get cash, you get a tip, but the thing is, then you walk out the door and you realize, now wait a minute, how much has food gone up? And they keep telling us and telegraphing, oh, it's going to go up 5%. Oh, it might go up 20%. You go try and buy a steak, from last year to now, and it's like, no, wait a minute. I'm doing the same hair. I'm doing the same amount of work here.
Well,
and then
that's
I
what she said. She said,
and I can't buy the same amount of food.
She said, I have to tell all my clients that I have to go up in prices, not just my fee, but not only does my fee have to go up, all of my supplies went up as well.
Right.
So she has to not only go up in her prices, what the inflation has been, but now all of her supplies have gone up as well. So she's like, I'm having to raise my prices exponentially. And she goes, and everyone's feeling the inflation. So they're like, oh my gosh, you went up inflation price plus your supplies price, and they're hurting for it in the pocketbook. And she's like, people start cutting stuff and they're like, I'll do my hair myself, or I'll,
that's what I did during COVID. I mean, I told my wife, I said, learn how to cut it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going out. Yeah, because, it was shut down because there was this panic. Oh, I don't know if I can take customers anymore. And because, this, and I said, fine, forget it. I thought I'd be bald by now, but I'm not. So I still got to struggle. The struggle's real, so I got to find somebody to cut my hair.
Mrs. Westwood is so talented.
She cuts the hair and, done.
No. Well, and this is what, they got it. They understood what was going on. We did, we had a great evening, great conversation, and helped. And I gave them each a copper coin from Satoshi Shon.
That's awesome.
So that was really cool.
Feel something real.
About that. Yeah, to talk about that, have that coin experience in your hand. And that was really cool. And then she's like, okay, from now on, this is what you're paying me in when you come in. And I was like, okay, good.
Yeah. And that's one of those things where they look at it and they say, okay, I want something physical. And that's where I started out, physical silver, physical copper, that kind of thing. And, then I got to the point and I realized, well, wait a minute, we've got something very similar in the digital world. We've got something like a LITECOIN, right there. And, that's something that, everybody comes to it at their own time and their own path, and they'll get there and internalize it. It took me years to do it. And I realized, okay, this is sound money. And at some point, you're just going to walk in and say, boom, here's your LITECOIN. And, they'll say, okay, thank you so much, because there's only so much to go around. Thank you for that finite asset. And it's that awakening, and that's why we do the road show. That's why we do the happy hour, in the class. Right. And what you just did this week. People are out there starving for information. They just don't know who's screwing them. Is really what it comes down to, and they're trying to figure it out. They know they're getting shafted, and they're trying to figure out, okay, well, who's doing it to me? And you just got to keep talking about it in different ways, and people will wake up. And they'll realize, well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I am getting ripped off. I am getting my energy stolen from me. It's just, but what do I do about it? And so offer solutions, offer ways to get out of it. And that's what we have to do to raise up humanity again, so that enough people realize they don't have our best interests in mind. They never have. And okay, it takes time, and it's a long, protracted war.
Yeah, and I did tell them about money metals, and I know our friend Sean has a
referral link there.
A referral link, so you can go to moneymetals.com, and you just enter Sean, SEAN, and that's the referral link. And you get, it's like if you order more than $100,
you get half an ounce of silver. I think
you get half an ounce of silver free, with your order. And then we have a new partnership on the Happy Hour Roadshow, which is GetHedge.io. Our referral link is in the description. I created a little banner, which you can't click on it, but I will put it in the chat. You can click on it in the chat, in the live chat,
nice.
Where you can learn more about it. And you can also go to the description in this video. You can also, if you're watching on Patreon, it's in the description on Patreon.
You can go to Lisa's Patreon. It's only $5 a month. All the information that you get, you spend $5 on a poison coffee at, these coffee places. Spend $5 on some real information.
Well,
sign
and
up and support
today
LITECOIN
is
Lisa
the
on
last
Patreon.
day that it's going to be $5 because starting next year, starting in January, because of inflation and everything else and the value that we bring. I took a little survey when we were in St. Pete's and talked to the Patreon that did, or the patrons that did attend, and they were like, yeah, Lisa, you bring a lot of value. I do the research that I do during the week and the community that we have there. Work. And I'm also available, like if you message me on Patreon, I respond. So you have direct access to talk to me on there. And like LITECOIN leader messaged me today, and he's like, hey, thanks for putting the Maxwell result on there when the result came down. He's like, I didn't see it anywhere. Imagine and that's where he got the news, was from my Patreon. And so those kind of things. So you do get information from there, and you have access to me, and that's where we'll do, you get all the SL videos and all that kind of stuff as well. So,
all right. So tell me, I'm paying $5 a month now. I'll pay $20 a month. So what am I going to pay next month, tomorrow?
I'm going to go up to $20.
Well, there you go. So I'm good to go.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'm fine with that.
So I was being told to do more than that, but I think $20 is fair.
I think that's fair. It's a $20 bill. It's Andrew Jackson's on the $20 bill. Ironically, he's one that fought the banks. I think it was the third bank of the United States. So you know what? Take that. I'd give a Jackson for that.
Yeah. And that will, have all the information, access to contact with me, and it supports the channel.
There's other things coming if you're a Patreon member,
yes, there are other things
a lot
coming.
Of big things coming.
Yeah.
That you're going to be a part of.
Has been, we've been talking about these alternative streams of income. And yesterday I was like, you know what we need to do is have a live Zoom class, and we're going to offer it for Patreon only. Mm-hmm. And so if you are on my Patreon channel, you will have a link. You'll have the information for when the class will be. You can sign up for the class, and you will be able to be live in the class where you can raise your hand and ask Johnny a question. And we'll have classes where he's teaching you about yield farming. And Westwood will be holding classes on Patreon for people where you'll be able to be live on the class and asking questions. So I'm going to be bringing, I'm going to ask Mom May, will you come teach a class on Patreon about NFTs? So I'm going to do that I'm going to ask Public, he has all that knowledge about holistic healing, alternative health, and wellness. I'm going to ask him if he'll do a class. So those kind of things are going to be available for my patrons and people that are supporting the channel and doing the work. So that is what we're going to do.
No, I think that's great because it brings a lot of value. And to be able to actually be on the Zoom and ask a question, because I had somebody ask me on YouTube yesterday maybe, and said, so, thank you, for the video, man, I'm so excited. I went out and bought 10 Litecoin, and, they're just, yeah, I get it. And so how much Litecoin should I buy? And I'm like, those are kinds of questions you can ask. And, I can explain that stuff. And it's really up to you. It's dollar cost average. And go into a lot of those things to where to help people through this transition, people that see the light and see a way forward. It's like they have questions though, and they want to be able to ask somebody they trust, and that's it's an important platform to have because everybody's trying to scam everybody out there. And, you get into these Telegram groups, we've seen it how many times, people posing as other people. And it's just, it's just important to have a platform, have a forum to where we can discuss things honestly and answer questions for people. Again, that's why we do the roadshow. So people have access to us. And this just gives another avenue to have access to, help answer those questions. And you've got great resources. Everybody you have on every day, 4 p.m. Central Time, every show that you have every day of the week. bringing all those people together on a Zoom call, in different, for whatever different expertise roles is a very important thing. So, I mean, it's invaluable. It really is, that information and access to people who have been through it. You've been through it.
Yeah.
I mean, you just had your anniversary, of getting LITECOIN from your mom at the Mexican restaurant, right?
Yeah, we went back to the little restaurant where it was so funny. They sat us, I think, in the same exact booth. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the same place. And I remember, my dad was in the hospital at the time. And so we'd taken, visited them and then taken mom to eat. And I remember, and I was like, okay, so what's going on? And I remember her like looking around and she's like, okay, so have you heard of Bitcoin? And we were like, yeah, I don't know. And then she like kind of came out with it all and was telling us about it.
Just brain
and that
dumped.
was kind of the end of us,
It changed your path and it changed your life.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was a big thing. And by sharing that information with people, it does change their lives. I mean, we've seen it with how many people. It changes your life. And, how many people say right now, oh, I wish somebody would have told me about Bitcoin in 2010, when 10,000 bought 2 pizzas, I mean, but that's what it is. We all come to it at a different time. And just imagine 5 years from now, 10 years from now, not being in it, not being in crypto and saying, oh my gosh, I wish somebody would have told me in, New Year's Eve, 2021 about cryptocurrency. I would have gotten into it. And so, that's really it. Get that message out and try to, everybody's got to make their own decisions, but you got to have some information to be able to make that decision. And that's all we're trying to do. That's all Lisa's trying to do is get that information out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And help.
Absolutely.
Raise all the boats.
Raise all the boats. Yeah. So.
Indeed.
And JDO and CB, I'm sorry that you guys are not in support of my decision. The show will still go on, and we're glad to see you guys in the chat, and the YouTube show will still be available for everybody. And we are always happy to have the community in the chat on YouTube, and my information is out on Twitter as well. So the Patreon will just be the extra that there's just a lot of people that contact me, and it's a lot of work and a lot of time for me. So that's where I just have to kind of put that extra value into that. So
right, and so it's just you all make a choice, and we all make our choices, and I mean that's why we have different things. That's why this is open and free for everybody, because we want everybody to have access to information.
Absolutely.
And and then that's just another level, because they're knowing what I know, what you told me, there's a lot of good content coming, a lot of good information coming. So it's
yeah. And we love the community, and everybody is welcome at whatever value that they see is there. So we're glad that everybody's here. So oh my gosh, I can finally smell this a little bit. I brought my little diffuser thing with my thieves oil.
It's coming back.
It's coming back. It's coming back. Nana's feeling better.
I was going to ask, how she's
doing. I emailed Uncle Cliff, and he gave a little instruction. Thank goodness. We're very grateful for all the information that Uncle Cliff gives to the world, and how he's making this world a better place. And so Nana is feeling better. And thank you guys for all the prayers. I saw a lot of people reaching out to her and sending her positive energy and prayers. So I really appreciate all of that too. I thought I was fine. So I went for Christmas, and I think I might have got my mom sick. So I felt terrible. But
building that immunity.
Yeah, JMac also has been doing some yield farming.
Yes, he has.
Liquidity pools. So that's another person that you guys can reach out to.
Hey, and a big thank you to JMac for donating the Oculus 2.
Yes.
And the person who got it was the perfect person. I couldn't have picked
a
better
person. Could not have worked out better.
No, couldn't have picked a better person to receive that.
So Carrie, who is one of my patrons, brought her husband and her son to the meetup at St. Petersburg. And then her son was who won the Oculus goggles for Christmas. And
he's a big boy. I thought I'd see him playing for Alabama today or something because he's a big dude. I mean, he's only 17. I'm like,
was he 17?
Yeah, 17. I thought,
man. Mm-hmm. So that
I don't want to see him fighting in those. I'm gonna get out of the way if he's in those goggles.
Yeah,
you've seen the videos. I'd get boom, knock me out.
Yeah, that was great. So J Mac, we really appreciate that. That was definitely a highlight of the
big win,
St. Petersburg meetup. Yeah, everybody was really excited about that. So
that's awesome, J Mac. Thanks for donating those.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good stuff.
Loved it.
He loves the Oculus. Yeah, that's awesome. Love it. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah. Oh, so it's CB's son. Awesome. Great. Yes. And he loves them. That's awesome.
6 foot easily. Yeah, easily. 6 foot. I'm like, bigger than that.
Yeah. It's a great.
I mean, I was having like Crow flashback memories, looking up, thinking, man, this is a big dude.
Yeah. No, it was a great kid. That's where we just had really a great crew. And
that was the biggest meetup of the year. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was the biggest one that we had. We had a lot of people there. And so, we finished the year
great way to finish the year. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe we'll go on the road next year. We'll see what happens.
What do you mean maybe? We already have plans.
You see this?
So we told
twist my arm.
Yeah, we told Ben that we would show up for his meetup in January in Texas. I'm waiting to get information from Lori. I need to message her. So we'll get that information, and then.
So we're going to Texas in January.
Yes, and then we'll be at the wedding of the Estradas.
The Estrada wedding, yes, at the end of January.
At the end of January.
Sporting my Litecoin watch.
Yeah, and then we've got to get on making plans for, I don't know, full travel in February. Depending on the weather, we might.
I got an idea.
February.
I got an idea for a place.
You have an idea
I'm not going to talk about it yet, so we may be. It'll have to be somewhere close to both of us because we're not going to travel too far in that kind of,
Yeah, just
climate change environment.
I know because there's typically ice in February, and so that's dangerous for driving. But I have also had the people from Bitcoin Day reach out, and they are going to be coming to Oklahoma City and ask me to be a part of that. And so we may do something with them.
We need an Oklahoma City meetup. That way you don't have to leave. You don't have to go very far.
Oklahoma City meetup because it would be
nice.
Really awesome to have.
So. Yeah. Because that first one you put on when Ben and Vic showed up, and that was a big one.
That was huge. That
was a great meetup.
October of
2018. 18.
I think it was.
It was 18.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that again.
Way back in the day. Yeah.
Just get me a place where there's a lot of pasta. I'll be good.
Yep. I think it'll be good. Oh, I know a place with pasta.
Actually, I know. That's why I said it.
Restaurant, Rococo's. Yeah. So I can definitely hook you up.
And we got a lot of friends that like pasta too. They got a lot of vowels in their last name.
That's right. That is right.
No, that'll be fun. No, I'm already. Wheels are turning on where to go.
Well, I'll talk to.
You got people.
I'll talk to Bitcoin Day and find out when because I know they're already planning it. We were messaging about it, and I was talking with my buddy Matt out of Tulsa that he has a radio station that every Sunday night they do a show, and it's sponsored by GetHedge.io.
That'd be cool.
And they actually have. I'm trying to get Matt to come over to Oklahoma City because we're like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from each other, the city. So I'm trying to get Matt to come over for Bitcoin Day and be a part of the Oklahoma City Bitcoin Day. So we're going to do it up right when Bitcoin Day comes to Oklahoma City. I think it'll be great.
LITECOIN Lisa always does it up right.
Coordinate that with a happy hour meetup as well.
I think that'd be awesome.
And have everybody be here for that. I think it could be really
I think
awesome.
that would be a great thing. And all about joining forces, and getting as many people, getting information out to as many people as possible, drawing everybody in so that, we can definitely
maximize all the resources, make it beneficial to everyone as much as possible. So
right, because that digibug, it's only got so much life left. I got to pick and choose here a little bit.
Well, Charlie bought another 1980 something Mercedes the other day, so I might have to swap you out. I don't know.
I can't give up the digibug. No swapping.
I told him, I was like, you have to stop.
He's going to be driving it up here and wanting to say, hey, you got a place to put this?
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Well,
it's
got a great engine. It's got a great engine in it.
I need the market of the real estate to pop so that we can get some land to park these things. Yeah. Yes, Ben, we need you to come to the U.S.
I'd love to see Ben in the U.S.
Oh, that would be awesome.
It definitely would be. It would be so awesome. J-Max talking about an Ann Arbor meetup, just saying, hey, set it up, man. Get something set up.
Yeah.
Get the place. I know you got a place, that you went to. That's how, I met Mitch, virtually, the first time you guys went to that bar. And set something up, get it going. Got to have a good Wi-Fi. I apologize. I was looking at the Crypto 101 class we did in St. Pete. Oh, so choppy.
No. I bought something. Where is it?
See, I don't even know what's going on. I just show up.
I bought something.
Just give me a microphone. Look out. So in other news, it feels like I'm glitching here. I don't know if it's my phone. I think it is. I think it's my phone. As long as everybody can hear me. If we can't hear me, then
I have a hotspot.
You got a hotspot.
Yeah. Another reason why I need sponsorships and Patreon support.
Well, that's it, because this stuff isn't free.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
There's expenses, you guys. There's expenses.
Absolutely.
But I do have it. So.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Because, that's the one thing, one of the things that I was looking back at, that we need stable connectivity. We got to make sure that, you all can see this, because not everybody can travel. We try to go to the people where we can go. Yeah. But, everybody wants to watch the show. And it just frustrates me, when it starts chopping up.
Yeah, and the we want everyone to have the best experience, and we want everyone to feel like they're part of it.
Because you are.
Yeah. So.
Definitely are.
That's what's most important.
I'm going to disconnect this phone and come back in because I'm glitching on my side.
You think it's that bad? I can see you.
No, it's just on my phone. It's starting to blink and blink and blink. Okay. And need a new phone, Anyway.
You better hurry and order one.
I'll be right back. I know it's going to be.
We'll see you later. I guess he's leaving us. So it's just me and you guys. So everybody let me know your plans for New Year's Eve. Are you staying in? Or are you going out? Because we call it, what do we call it? Amateur night. I think you should all stay home and be safe tonight and not go out. Hey, he's back.
It's like the 80s freeze frame,
Like when God said you are fine on his end.
Well,
So I was saying they should all stay home and not go out because we call it amateur night.
That is amateur night tonight. I'm not going
not go out
anywhere.
Stay home and be safe.
And, if you tune in at, like 11 p.m. Central Time, we're going to be live. We're going to be saying Happy New Year to everybody on the left or right coast. And then, at midnight, we're going live again, right, Lisa, to say everybody, Happy New Year in Central Time Zone?
We are.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you won't have to do that.
No, I'll be asleep by then.
Well, yeah, come on. We got to ring in the new year, girl. I know you're not feeling too well.
No, I'm like,
If I could go live on my channel, I would. Everybody needs to subscribe to
Clint Westwood. Carol is. I'm so jealous. Carol's got snow.
We had snow, but it all melted. We're talking. I listened to the National Weather Service today. They're talking about 4 to 7 inches of snow tomorrow. So we'll see what happens.
Really?
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Oh,
I got this.
He's sick too.
Oh no.
That's not good.
Every year we used to have these things, and now we call it something else. Cold is a common thing. That's why they call it the common
I heard
cold.
that they're calling it that again.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, you know, I had a little stuff going on, but the thing is, usually I get really, you know, I get
good
the
idea,
whole
Polly
process.
P.
What's Polly P saying?
He says, let's do a Twitter Spaces at
Oh God, I got to slow down then.
midnight.
All right, I might do that. All right, that's a good idea. And then you can join in if you want to, and if you don't want to, and you know, so Twitter Spaces
and then they
is
can't
kind of
see
cool.
you.
Well, that's a good thing. You know, that's the problem I have. You know, putting this mug out there in the public. You know,
They just hear you.
Oh my goodness, the face for radio, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Miss
Teen Crypto's doing one though.
Oh, is she? Okay, well,
compete. We could just jump on hers.
That might be a good way to do it. That way, I don't have to be responsible for starting a space.
My problem is that I'm blocked by a lot of people. So I can't get on if they have already got somebody on there.
Oh, that's the way it works, right? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So because I'm blocked by people. Because Goxstein he's like, I kept trying to invite you up to talk. And he's like, but it wouldn't let me. And I was like, oh, that's because somebody else you had already invited up has me blocked.
The thing is, you know, what we need to invest in, Lisa, is a teleprompter. That way it'll keep you out of trouble. You know, you can be like all these, you know, mainstream news people. You just read the teleprompter and then everything will be fine. Just smile.
I don't like to follow the rules.
Yeah, you know, but
it doesn't go well for me.
Yeah. If you just had a teleprompter, everything would be fine.
Nah, I don't follow the rules. It doesn't go well for me.
Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah, so she's going live. Well, she's on the East Coast, so that'll be an hour ahead of us.
Oh, lots of people.
So, Miss Teen Crypto's killing it. Absolutely
love Miss Teen Crypto.
She's awesome. I mean, I watched her the other day in that video where she's talking about, you know, I don't know where she was, somewhere in New York, talking about Bitcoin and, you know, Litecoin. And I mean, I'm just like, man, she's just got the knack for it. I mean, she just has that knowledge just like embedded in her. And she just does a great job. I mean, unbelievable.
I'm very proud of her.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Need more people like that. Just step forward and do it. You know, you got a passion for it, just do it.
I think we have people stepping forward doing that.
I think so. We met some new people at the event, and I mean,
we're just encouraging, more and more people.
It's a word I had in my head, Lisa. It's very encouraging. I mean, it's
here it is. Zesty event for New Year's Eve with Miss Teen Crypto. So I had even already shared it. So if you guys aren't already following her on Twitter, follow Miss Teen Crypto, and let's get zesty together. And this is so today at night. It says 9 p.m. I don't know if that's so 10 p.m. Eastern. So that would be 9 my time Central. So it adjusts for your time zone if you're following. So 10 p.m. Eastern. So you can jump on there and set a reminder even.
Perfect. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, so 10 p.m. Eastern time. Wow, that's like a 3-hour event if she's going to, well, 2 hours for her, 3 hours for her. 3 hours until midnight.
That would be, well, for our midnight, but it'll be our midnight.
They'll be done. And, you know,
that's the good thing. So it'll be 11 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I can just pretend like it's.
That's it. You're like, ooh. You got the noisemakers. You got the things, whatever it's called. I don't know what it is. Tito's and Fresca. That's what you're drinking, right?
Yes, I am.
Need I ask?
But I'm working on finding an alternative to Fresca because
it's got aspartame in it.
Uncle Cliff said, "Get off the aspartame."
Right. Yeah. You got to get off that stuff. It's not good for you.
I know.
Turns into formaldehyde.
So,
just saying.
I'm looking into alternatives. I'd like your.
How about some tonic water?
No, it tastes
terrible.
Well,
it's got quinine in it though. That's good. You know,
it tastes terrible.
You get used to it. You know, I like pain. I like pain though. You know, I like drinks that make me suffer. So this is actually pretty good. Nana put me on a little bit. Nana put me onto this one. The elderflower.
Yes, that's that fever tree with the elderflower.
It's not bad. It's pretty good. I mean, you know, it's gin and tonic right now, and so. No. Well, you can just mix it with water. I've done that. Vodka and water.
No.
No.
That's not mixing.
It's diluting.
Watering it down.
It's diluting it.
Yeah, that's not
pour
mixing.
it over ice. Let it sit for about 10 minutes.
Mix it with ice.
It's not vodka. It's got ice in it.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. I like that. The Fresca, I mean, Fresca doesn't taste that bad, but yeah, I mean, that's the big thing. You know,
it tastes delicious, but
it's got that chemical crap in it. Yeah, you got to find an alternative. Definitely.
I have to find something else. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's my New Year's resolution.
Yep. Find something to replace Fresca. That stuff's been around for a long time, though. That makes me wonder, because before aspartame, I mean, Fresca has been around since the 50s or something, hasn't it?
I don't know.
What did they put in before
I
that?
have not been around since the 50s. I know you think I'm that old, but
No, I don't think you are. Not at all. But I think I've seen it before, you know, in old advertisements and that kind of thing. So I'm just curious, what did they put in it and when was the change made? Because, I don't know.
I'm only around since the 70s, so I don't know.
Yep. I'm with you. I got a birthday coming up, too.
You do? February.
In February, yeah, because I'm an Aquarius.
February, are you 13th?
No, I'm lucky. It's number 7.
February 7th.
Lucky 7, yeah. So, is there anything I want to bring out to get you banned? Let's see here.
Oh, you already did. You already brought up.
Oh, I said something I shouldn't have.
You said you were talking about counting things.
Figures. I could bring up, since this is the end of the year, we could start talking about, you know, what the IRS. No, let's not do that.
No, let's not do that.
There's a lot of key words that I just want to spit out right now.
I'm not going to talk about that.
We'll do that on Spaces tonight.
I think this is pretty exciting. The Julian calendar, talking about our Orthodox Christmas coming up on January 7th. I think that whole thought process, if you guys haven't watched the latest, that when Sue, who is our newest psychic that SL brought on, I love her. She's a patriot. She's from England, but she's obviously a patriot, and she got really excited the last couple minutes of the video. SL lets me ask her a bunch of questions. And we talk about silver, and we talk about thoughts about what might happen, and she just kind of unloads, and we are very like-minded.
Just lets it go.
She lets it go, and it kind of goes right in line with this information. So we'll see. I don't know. I think that would be really exciting. So,
well, I'm going to tell you something right now. Litecoin's $146.10. It's an absolute steal. Could it go to $100? Yeah, it could. They could wick it down to that. You're going to look back next year. Let's do another New Year's Eve show next year and see what the price of Litecoin is and see where we're at. Absolutely most undervalued crypto asset that's out there. Just like silver's the most undervalued thing. I mean, really, utility thing from the earth. Silver is just way undervalued for what it can do. And the utility of Litecoin is the same way. So you're going to look back and you're going to say, well, I wish somebody would have told me I could have bought Litecoin for under $150 each.
Yeah.
Well, you're hearing it right now.
We're telling you right now.
$146,000. You got your opportunity. It's right there on a silver platter. You might want to look into that. And I really do believe, because you saw what Veritasium and you saw Cliff's data, Veritasium's starting to fulfill the language finally.
It absolutely is.
You're going to see the bell of the spring ball be Litecoin next year. And the reason I say that is because all the technology is going to roll out at the beginning of the year. And you've got spring right at the beginning of the year. I'm telling you, I just got that gut feeling. And, you know, my gut, it can definitely have feelings. So you might want to look into Litecoin. I think there are big things coming.
I think so. Well, we got an invite to jump over to Satoshi Sean's. Do you want to join me over there?
Yeah, I'll hop in there. Oh, gosh.
All right. All right.
I don't know how cogent I'll be, but yeah, absolutely. I'll hop right in and shut up, and I'll let you do the talking.
All right. Well, you guys, thanks for joining us. Happy New Year, and jump on Miss Teen Crypto's Happy New Year Twitter Spaces. Will be over there tonight, telling everybody.
And we're going to Satoshi Sean's YouTube channel right now.
Satoshi Sean's YouTube channel right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep this.
See you in the chat.
Yeah, we'll see you over there.
All right, love you all. Thank you for supporting us.
Love you guys. Happy New Year. See you in 2022. Love you. Bye.